Skywatch storm tracker is clear right now, but changes are on the way. The latest coming up.
And we check out the growing sport of pickleball.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities are looking for a person of interest after a bomb goes off near the district courthouse in Labette County. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Topping our first 7 minutes, the Labette County Sheriff confirms someone set off a bomb in a dumpster near the courthouse in Parsons, Kansas this morning. The KBI is already on scene. The sheriff says they are waiting for both the ATF bomb squad and the FBI to arrive. And we have a reporter on scene as well, and we'll bring you more information as it comes available. Well, firefighters respond to a fully involved house fire in Neosho early this morning. The fire alarm sounded at 5:15 a.m. Neosho Fire, Neosho Police, and the Newton County Ambulance responded to the home at 712 West Spring Street. Dispatch requested Reddings Mill fire as mutual aid. Officers at the scene say everyone made it out of the home safely. No one was injured. Police also say the fire was fully involved when they arrived, but the firefighters put it out fast. Liberty Utilities responded to disconnect electric service to the home. A 72-year-old man is killed in a 3-wheeler bike crash in Lawrence County. It happened early Sunday morning just outside of Halltown, Missouri. Troopers say Edward Griffin was riding a Honda Goldwing trike when he traveled off the left side of the road, struck a ditch, and rolled the bike. Griffin died at the scene. And a Carthage 3-year-old dies at a Springfield hospital. According to police, officers last Friday responded to a home on the 100 block of North Maple in Carthage. A 3-year-old girl had been found unresponsive in a hot vehicle. Detectives are continuing the investigation. Well, we are starting off the work week on a really hot note, but there is some relief on the horizon. Chris Warner joins us with a first look at the forecast.
Yeah, it is hot outside. It's going to remain that way for at least the next 24 hours or so. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'll cool off overnight, but it'll be hot again tomorrow. Skywatch storm tracker, nothing down here. It's up to our north and west, this low pressure system, which you can see turning. That's our next weather maker, and it is progressively going to make its way down here. It will also help with this business, the drought situation. As you can see, the extreme is still there, but it's been scaled back, which is what we do like to see. But it's still extreme, and that means it's still surrounded in a patch of severe drought as well. Right now, it's hot. You go outside, unless you're in Nevada or Stockton, it's hot. We got 94 in Joplin, 91 Pittsburgh. Check out in southeast Kansas, 97 Chanute, 97 in Neosho. And then there's a slight heat index to go along with that. Neosho at 100, 98 in Parsons, 97 Webb City. Unpleasant to say the least. But there's good news. First off, everything here is missing. And I'm not entirely certain why, but that's okay. We're going to eventually get back down into the 80s through the overnight, and then as we head into tomorrow morning, what it should show you here is that we'll be getting into the upper 60s for overnight lows with some isolated storm chances, but it's missing. Here's the deal. The forecast is never missing online or with the Skywatch weather app. All you got to do is point your phone at that QR code. You can download it and take the Skywatch weather team everywhere you go. We'll have more on rain chances, when they're going to get here, and what they're going to do to temperatures here in just a few minutes.
All right, definitely got a lot to catch up on. Thanks, Chris. Well, the search of former President Donald Trump's Florida home triggers a wave of anger, which law enforcement officials say could turn violent. FBI and the Department of Homeland Security are warning law enforcement agencies to be on the lookout for violent attacks in the wake of the Bureau's search of former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. The Joint Bulletin warns of a plot to place a dirty bomb in front of FBI headquarters, as well as online posts calling for civil war and armed rebellion. Last week, FBI agents seized 11 sets of classified documents from the former president's home, some of which were labeled top secret. But Trump lawyers certified in June that all classified material had been returned from the estate. Dramatic cell phone video captures a massive fireworks explosion at a busy shopping center in Armenia's capital city. At least 6 people are dead, and some victims are still trapped in the rubble. CBS's Ian Lee joins us with the latest.
Smoke billows, but the worst is yet to come. A deadly explosion at a fireworks warehouse destroyed a shopping mall in Armenia Sunday while sending a toxic cloud through the streets. This witness says everything shattered in a second. It was like fireworks, fireworks, and more fireworks, and people couldn't escape the stores. Rescue crews are still scouring the rubble for trapped survivors. Family members wait nearby, praying their loved ones made it. The blast injured more than 60 people, and the death toll continues to climb. Investigators say they're still not sure what caused the explosion. Ian Lee, CBS News.
Authorities have ruled out terrorism but are looking into breaches of fire safety standards at the fireworks warehouse. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at noon, a former NFL quarterback takes on a new sport, pickleball. We take you to the courts. And later, we're making fancy, fast chicken in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. It's one of the hottest sports in the country. According to the Sports and Fitness Industry Association, there are about 5 million people playing. Marcy Gonzalez shows us why it's attracting so many players, including a former NFL quarterback.
Dinking and doubles are probably not the first terms that come to mind when you think of a Super Bowl MVP. But former New Orleans Saints quarterback Drew Brees has traded the pigskin for a paddle and is now a pickler.
How long have you been playing?
Really, probably for about a year and a half now, but I'd say that's really picking up now that I'm retired from football and need a new sport to occupy my time.
Brees is just one of the millions of Americans caught up in pickleball mania.
Anybody can play, no matter what your age or where you come from or your skill set or your athletic background.
The game is a mix of tennis and ping pong, played with paddles and a wiffle ball on roughly half a tennis court. First team to score 11 points wins. It's social, competitive, and accessible to pros and amateurs alike, men and women, young and old.
I'm working on my 88th year, but I'm only 87. And I'm out here just to keep active.
Brees isn't just in it for fun. The sport has gotten so big that he recently became part owner of a major league pickleball pro team.
What made you decide to get into team ownership?
Because it's a great opportunity to be a part of the growth of this sport.
2-2-1. Ho Win oversees an amateur pickleball club in Santa Monica, California, and has been playing for 3 years.
Would you say that it's really exploded, or how would you describe what you've seen?
Probably exploded is an understatement.
Great game, great combat.
Pickleball is a different vibe, and people are really friendly and inviting. Yeah! I'm hooked. I'm really hooked, and I would play every day if I could.
For CBS, I'm Marcy Gonzalez in Los Angeles.
Well, still to come on the KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Asking me what my favorite recipe is like asking a parent which child is their favorite. They might have one, but no one's ever going to admit it.
But first, Chris Warner returns with your complete forecast.
Well, today, the Skywatch storm tracker, at least for right now, doesn't have a lot to show on the local level, but it's going to really start to light up as we head into tomorrow, and that's thanks to this activity up here to our north and west because of a low pressure system that's going to bring us showers and thunderstorms, and that's something we really truly need. So 7th and range line right now, the traffic doing a little bit of a jam down there, a little bit of a disco dance, if you will. And under that sunny sky and that disco dance, it's 94, but we do have that heat index. Feels like 97 outside right now because we got a dew point of 66. It is unpleasant to say the least. Now, going to temperatures across the area, as you can see, we got a couple of cool spots. We're talking Nevada, Stockton, Monette, Cassville in the upper 80s, which is all right for the time being. But then you head further west and check out Independence, Neosho, Chanute. We're talking mid to upper 90s, which is no fun. And when you take that dew point into account, look at what it does to these heat index values. Look at Neosho at 198 in Parsons, 97 in Webb City. And even the cool spots, not so cool once you take into account that dew point. So with that heat index value, we're going to be sitting right around this zone. So heat-related illnesses are possible, if you're out there for too long, which is why we do offer these safety tips to make sure you stay hydrated, take frequent breaks. There's going to come a time where I'm not going to have to show this anymore, by the way. We're like a month or two away, and you won't see this again for some time. You'll turn into hypothermia and things like that. Limit your outdoor activities, wear the lightweight, light-colored clothes, and check on the elderly and any pets that you may have outside. And don't leave them outside if you can. Don't leave the elderly outside. As we go through the next 24 hours, temperatures will get decent. As we cool off, and then tomorrow they try and heat up, and then our thunderstorm chances build. So let's talk about our future thunderstorm chances. Last week I showed this thing to you, and you may have thought it was broken because there was nothing on it. Now we got cloud cover. We got some isolated storms later today, mainly on the Missouri side. These are just going to be pop-up isolated storms, nothing too widespread. As we head into tomorrow, though, that's where it gets fun. So that big batch to the northwest first races on out of here. And as we head into Tuesday afternoon, thunderstorm chances start stacking up. So it's still going to be hot, but we have more thunderstorm chances building in on us. And as you can see, once they pass through, temperatures start to look a lot better a lot earlier. So instead of being 85, 86, at 8 o'clock, we're talking 77 or 80 at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. And remember, you can get your forecast to go. You can take the Skywatch weather team with you anywhere you go by scanning this QR code and downloading the Skywatch weather app. It's free, and if you don't want to scan the QR code or you're not too up on that, go to your favorite app store and just search for KOAM Skywatch weather. That way you can take us with you wherever you go. And you can take us with you over the next 7 days because we've got some weather to talk about. Thunderstorm chances tomorrow. They taper off Wednesday. Starts to warm up Thursday and Friday. And then we have storm chances that return by the weekend. And a quick look at the potential long range here. This is where those 70s come into play by Monday with more storm chances. And then it doesn't heat up nearly as quickly as it has been. So this is a pattern we can get into. If we can just get through today and tomorrow with this heat, we get the rain building in, and then it doesn't have time to really heat up a lot before we get our next round of thunderstorm chances. And all of that rain does wonders for our drought situation. Doesn't cure it, but it certainly helps.
I was going to say, if we can get through a couple more painful days, it looks great. And thank you for popping up the 10-day, because that Monday, 78 degrees.
Yeah, it'd be nice if that held on. Like I said, I mean, obviously, this is a week down the road. There's 100 variables between now and then, but right now, it's what it's looking like. And either way, this is a little bit more normal. Once we get those triple digits out there, this is a little bit more typical for this time of year.
All right, we'll take it. Yes. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. I'll do what I can to keep those 70s around.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Chris. We take this time to honor today's four-state hero, Seaman Second Class Brady Pruitt in the U.S. Navy. The liberal Missouri native was serving aboard the battleship USS Oklahoma, stationed at Pearl Harbor, when it went down on December 7th, 1941. Seaman Pruitt's body was officially accounted for nearly 70 years later in August of 2019. To Seaman Second Class Brady Pruitt, we thank you, our four-state hero. Want to impress your company with something fancy and fast? Howard shows us how to do it without a lot of extra work. We're making fancy fast chicken today in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
The one question that I get asked lots is, what's your favorite recipe? Well, that's like asking a parent which of their children they love more. I just can't choose a favorite. However, I do have a handful of go-to recipes like the one I'm sharing with you today. We start by placing some chicken breast in a baking pan and topping each piece with a slice of Swiss cheese. On top of that go some sliced mushrooms. Now, for the sauce that makes this dish so moist and flavorful, we combine a can of cream of chicken soup with some white wine and pour it over the mushrooms. Now we sprinkle the top with a generous amount of dry stuffing mix. This is going to give these some real crunch. We drizzle on a little melted butter, and into the oven it goes until the chicken is cooked through and the topping is browned. Doesn't this look amazing? One forkful is all it takes to realize just how moist and flavorful it is. To get the recipe for what we call Fancy Fast Chicken, all you have to do is visit our website. That way, you'll have one of my all-time favorite go-to recipes right at your fingertips. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a 2 thumbs up way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
We can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at koamnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our 4-state market prices.
It's gonna be hot today and tomorrow, but we do have building storm chances, which will help knock the temperatures down a little bit as we head into tomorrow evening. Maybe even an isolated storm or two, mostly on the Missouri side through tonight. But check out Wednesday, 84 with a low of 59 thanks to some of these showers and storms.
You're welcome. Bring on the rain.
Changes coming our way.
You bet.
What do we have coming up tonight at 5?
Well, thousands of children end up in the emergency room every year with bike injuries. Now, a new report from the American Academy of Pediatrics is stressing just how critical it is to wear helmets. Plus, a Joplin business puts out a call for help to keep the doors open, and the community responds in a big way. And we're going to have more on the bomb investigation currently underway in Parsons, Kansas. Hope you join us for those stories, a lot more. It's all coming up today on KOAM News at 5.
All right. Thank you, Dow. Thanks for joining us for KOAM News at noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.